Have you ever wondered what universities are really looking for? I mean, we spend hours and hours on their websites, right? But what if we're missing the real story? Well, today we're going to dive right into that. We are cracking the hidden psychological code that's embedded in every single university admissions page. What if I told you it's all a carefully designed test? I mean, that's the core idea here. The analysis suggests that these websites, they aren't just places to get information. Nope. They are sophisticated screening tools designed to pull in a very specific type of student and, quietly push everyone else away. 7 seconds. That's it. According to what's called the first impression algorithm, that is all the time a university has to send a signal, their entire identity, to the right applicant. Think about that. The stakes are just incredibly high, which means on their websites, absolutely nothing, not a single pixel, is left to chance. So, how exactly do they pull this off? Well, let's find out. We're jumping into our first section, the university's hidden language. We're about to pull back the curtain on all the subliminal messages that are shaping, really, one of the biggest decisions of your life. Okay, so here's the crucial point. A university website isn't just a brochure, it's a projection of a very specific identity. Think of it as a form of psychological marketing. Every single element is engineered to make the right kind of applicant feel an instant gut-level connection, while at the same time, it's subtly signaling to others, hey, maybe this isn't the place for you. All right, talking about this in theory is one thing, but let's see how it actually works in the wild. We are now going to decode the real digital signals. We're going to put two top universities side by side and really reveal how this psychological targeting plays out in the real world. So, on one side, you've got Harvard. They're projecting this powerful message of legacy and excellence. And on the other side, Stanford, laser-focused on innovation and entrepreneurship. Now, these are the big, obvious messages you see on the surface. But the real story, that's hidden in the data underneath it all. Okay, now look at this data. This actually comes from a linguistic analysis of their websites. Harvard's psychological profile scores for prestige and tradition, they're just off the charts, 95 and 85. And let me tell you, this is not an accident. It is a deliberate, calculated reinforcement of their core identity. It's screaming that they value history and reputation above everything else. And wow, this just perfectly illustrates the contrast. Take a look at Stanford's profile. Innovation is way up there at 95, a perfect match for their main message, right? But look at this other high score, accessibility, at 70. What does that signal? It's telling you they have a more open, forward-thinking, and way less tradition-bound culture than their Ivy League friends. So how do they build these profiles? Well, it's through very specific intentional cues, just like you see here. Harvard uses that famous crimson red to signal power and authority. Their imagery is just filled with old historical buildings to reinforce this idea of permanence. Stanford, on the other hand, they're all about modern, clean design and showing off student startups to basically scream at you the future is being built right here. But, it's not just about what you see. It's also about what you read. Language is, without a doubt, one of the most powerful tools in this whole subliminal screening system. Trust me, word choice is never, ever accidental. It is a finely tuned instrument designed to attract a very specific kind of mindset. And the data on this is it's incredible. We're talking about an analysis of over 10,000 words. And what did it find? Harvard uses the word excellence 47 times. Who are they targeting? Status-conscious achievers. MIT uses innovation 52 times, a clear call-out to solution-oriented minds. And Yale? They hit community 44 times, signaling to socially conscious intellectuals. It's like they're literally speaking different languages to attract their tribes. And get this, universities also map out a very precise emotional journey for you. Let's take Harvard's so-called prestige path. So you land on their site and boom, you feel awe. Then you read the About section and you start to feel aspiration. The academics part, that creates a healthy dose of intimidation, but then it's balanced out by a feeling of potential belonging when you see student life. By the time you hit the admissions page, you are filled with determination, which leads to that final step, commitment. It is an incredibly powerful form of psychological guidance. Okay, so we've decoded the signals. Now it is time to translate them. In this next section, we're going to figure out what universities really want. We're pulling back the curtain on all that marketing language to reveal what their true admissions priorities actually are. Let's start with the Tier 1 elite schools. When they say they're looking for exceptional students, what they really mean is we want students who are going to enhance our global brand. See, it's this self-perpetuating cycle. The hidden question they're asking you is basically this: are you already convinced we're the best? And is your future success going to make us look even better? Now, what about the innovation leaders? Schools like Stanford and MIT. When they talk about encouraging risk taking, that is a direct call for future industry titans. They are hunting for that entrepreneurial mindset because their entire reputation is built on disruption. Think about it this way: they aren't just admitting a student, they're basically making a venture capital investment in a future startup founder or a Nobel winning researcher. Okay, this is all super interesting, right? But the big question is, how can you use it? And that brings us to our final and I think most important section, your psychological fit assessment. We are going to turn all this intelligence into a practical, hands-on toolkit you can use to find your absolute perfect university match. So, the crucial question is, how do you actually apply this knowledge? How do you go from being just another passive applicant to becoming a strategic analyst of your own future? Well, it all starts with a really simple 3-step process. Here it is. This is your new game plan for looking at any university website. Step 1, analyze the visuals. What feelings do the colors and the images bring up? Step 2, analyze the language. What words do they keep repeating, and what values are they signaling with them? And finally, step 3, analyze the navigation. What are they emphasizing in their menus? What are the calls to action really asking you to do? But hold on. Before you can analyze them, you've got to analyze yourself. So start by being brutally honest. What is your number one motivation? Is it recognition and prestige? Is it creating something brand new? Or is it about deep intellectual exploration? And next up, think about the kind of environment where you actually thrive. I mean, do you do your best work when things are super competitive? Or do you excel when you can collaborate with a supportive team in a more close-knit community? Knowing this about yourself is absolutely critical to finding a place where you won't just survive, but where you'll actually flourish. And as you're doing your research, use this, the authenticity check. Think of it like this. Schools that are a little desperate, well, they tend to overpromise outcomes, they talk about their rankings way too much, and they use those awful, generic stock photos. But the confident schools, they do the exact opposite. They give you specific program details. They feature real, unscripted student voices, and they're transparent, even about the challenges and the rigor of their programs. So here it is, your final takeaway, the ultimate decoder checklist. Before you even think about applying, run every single school you're interested in through this 4-point inspection. Do a visual psychology check. Do the colors and images speak to you? Do a language pattern analysis. Do their values match yours? Map your own emotional journey on their site. How do you feel browsing it? Inspired or intimidated? And finally, do that authenticity assessment. Does their message line up with what real students are saying? I promise this will give you a level of clarity that most applicants just never get. The bottom line is, you now have the tools. You can look right past all the marketing and see the truth. You can read the signals, you can understand the psychology, and you can assess the authenticity. So the only question left, and it's the most important one, is this. Now that you can read the hidden code, which university is truly speaking your language?